Welcome to Inside Hilltopper Athletics, brought to you by Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration.
Welcome into another episode of Inside Hilltopper Athletics. I am Todd Allum. This is a Zoom interview. We've got a lot of things going on this time of year, so a little bit busy. We got track coach with us, Jason Falvo. Coach, welcome back to the show.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Well, it's that time of year. It feels like it's the Highlander time of the sports season at West Liberty. There can only be one, and it is track and Coach Falvo. The kids are not going to understand that reference whatsoever. I do these jokes for the adults watching.
I got it for sure. Yeah, it's good. I mean, golf just finished up, baseball, softball just finished up. We got a couple more weeks, so excited to get to nationals and excited to talk about all the great things we've done over the last couple of weeks for sure.
It's been a minute since we've had a chance to talk, but since the last time we've had the MEC championships, did very well in that. Just tell the fans how the Toppers did in that championship.
Yeah, I'll try to break it down per team, right? We'll start with the women's team. I thought, when you go into these meets, you can kind of get a pretty good gauge of, where you're going to finish, what should happen, and get a kind of a general idea of how many points you're going to score and different things like that. On the women's side, we far exceeded our expectation in terms of scored points and just some performances that were phenomenal. So, Kiara Ross and Sierra Lanham and all have done their usual thing. Kiara won long jump, Sarah took third. They ran well in the 100 and the 200 for sure. We set a school record in the 4x1. Haley Harris took fourth in high jump. Ava Hoffman, as a freshman, scored in the triple jump, which we didn't see come in. We got into the true 400. Brooklyn Reynolds set a school record going 57, which was a 2-second PR for her in that race, finishing fifth. I think she finished in the 400. So just, not that we didn't think she could do that, but that was a great clutch performance. Came back in the 4x1, did the same thing. I thought our distance crew ran to the best of their abilities. Morgan Lazansky scoring in the 10K for us. Allie Hicks did a nice job in the steeplechase for us. And then our throws, per usual, did really good. Haley Norris in the hammer scored. That's the first time she scored in her career here. Had a really great year of almost like a 2.5 meter PR in the hammer, which is crazy to talk about. Pam Candress did a great job in shot and disc for us. Sierra Davis did a great job in shot and disc. So, overall, we knew we were young and a little bit, I would say not a complete team to my liking, but certainly the way that we performed in that. Madeline Cesar, I don't want to miss Madeline. She school record in the 400 hurdles. We outperformed what we thought we would do just based off of the reporting system. So really excited for their efforts and performance. Looking forward to bringing them back darn near everybody from the women's team, and looking to grow with a really, really starting to come together on a great freshman class, and getting some of our red shirts that we had this year healthy. So overall, on the women's side, really pleased. What I really, as a coach, and we've talked about this before, the things that we can control as an athlete or a coach is our attitude and our effort, right? That's really all we control. Everything else, the wind, the rain, all the other things factor in. And I thought our team, the women's team and the men's team, but the women's team, as we're talking about now, really were upbeat, positive, handled everything phenomenally, encourage each other, hype squad. Not that this really matters what we're talking about, but they did a TikTok on the last day. That thing went viral. They got 37,000 likes on that, over 200,000 views. And it's great. And they were excited. It was about the 4x4. Nobody's ever excited to run the 4x4, and they were excited to do it. So, just overall, when you're looking for how you want to continue to build this program and how we want to grow, including my second year, I thought at NBC's the women's team really, really just put a good little stamp on it. We'll certainly miss our seniors that are leaving, but the future's bright on the women's side, and couldn't have been happier with how they handled. And to be honest, when I say this respectfully, I've kind of lost track of how many school records we broke. We're 77 school record performances across both teams. So if I missed somebody's performance in there, my bad. There's so many of them I've kind of lost track. So it's been really good on the women's side.
that was going to be one of the next things that I say. After the MEC championships, it just seems like there have been record-breaking performances every single time that we speak. The men's side as well, between Isaac Tavo and Hunter Patterson and others, just tremendous, tremendous job all around this year for track.
Yeah, yeah, and to go on to the conference championships and talk about the guys, and first off, first time ever in West Virginia track history, the weather at Milan Park track was amazing all 3 days, which never happens. So a different conference had their championship 2 days after us, and they got all the weather. So great weather. But our guys, we thought we could sneak in and be top three. We missed it by 2.5 points. A little bit disappointed in that. But I don't think it was because we didn't do what we needed to do. I thought we exceeded our point expectation. A couple of teams in the conference just kind of outperformed us a little bit. Isaac Tavo coming back from that cut on his knee where he sat out. His first competition was at conference. He lost discus, which he shouldn't lose discus. He has since thrown about 9 meters further than he threw at conference now that he's healed up. So him losing discus kind of hurt us. I think we would have took third in that case, but he's since set the school record. I don't know how many times he's done that. Going to the nationals next week. We'll talk about that later. But on the guys' side, obviously Hunter Patterson. If I just go through the events, won the 100. Probably didn't run the time that he wanted. We were looking for a little bit more postseason work out of him and really gearing up for that. He took second in the 200, lost by 0.02 of a second. However, they tracked that, and then he fell at the end of the 200 in the finals, broke a bone in his wrist and his palm, which shut down his season. So he'll be out for another couple of weeks. He's okay, be good for football, be good for us next year, but hurt himself there. We'd have him going to the Nationals with us next week too. Thought Francis too in the 800, took third, which was better than he was projected. Really ran a gutsy race, a little strategic race, took third there, which was great. Mac Allen ran a great 10K for us. And then in the jumps, Jamal Monteshevi won the high jump. George Donovich took third. I think Connor Gribble took seventh. Ethan Furby took sixth. But we really had a good high jump day there. We've been coming a little bit of a high jump school, which is great. Long jump, Talon Ramsey as a freshman took third. His best jump of his life in that meet came from really the cheap seats to get third, which was phenomenal. Andrew King scored in the triple jump for us, doing a nice job as a freshman as well. Getting over to what do we got? Pole vault. Oh, pole vault on the girls' side too. Marissa Scott, Ava Cash did a great job in pole vault for us on the girls' side. Pole vault on the guys' side, Julius Hobbs took second. Max McCoy took seventh. Shane Anderson just missed. I think he took ninth. And then into the throws, where we had a really productive day in the throws. A little bit of a timing. I don't know how much you were paying attention. They mismarked the shot put by 1.5 meters. So we were having some huge throws, and then all of a sudden they're like, wait. But Tavo won that. Isaac won that. Again, he won an indoor, won an outdoor. Isaac Messer did a good job as a young kid learning in the hammer, the disc, and the shot. And then Isaac took second in the disc, which was a little bit of a disappointment. But he had 24 stitches in his knee and just started throwing 2 days before competition. So overall, I really thought, our 4x1 set the school record, 4x4 ran great, like all those things. But, I really thought overall our guys team performed very, very well. I think what we're seeing in our conference on the men's and women's side is a level of talent across the board is just, it's so good. And we've talked about this before. I really felt like this team that we have maybe 3 years ago could compete for a title. And we're finishing, tight fourth to third and 4-5 on the girls' side. And I think that the level of competition and what these schools are doing across the board has been phenomenal. So as a whole for the conference for both sides, we want to win. So let's just call it what it is. But at the same time, really happy with how we performed. We knew individually, and we talked about it individually, we were going to do some really good things. And we did that. Are we satisfied? Absolutely not. No, absolutely not. Not even close. But if we give our best effort, we hit our PRs and we do the best we can and we lose, so be it. We're doing the best that we can, and we'll continue to get better. Again, 85% of our team is sophomore, freshman. We're bringing back 90% of the team, 90, maybe like 93% of the team. So with a great freshman class coming in and some transfers. So we look forward to another strong performance in our conference and really, nationally as we progress.
Yeah, we move on from the conference championships. We've got coming up some national qualifiers as well. We had a couple meets since the MEC championships to see who would get to move on and compete for some NCAA gold, I guess you could say.
Yeah, we finished up championships. Our conference meet is Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. We took that weekend and had a couple kids compete that just needed to clean up some things from conference. Like, Madeline Caesar wanted to kind of get another crack at the 4 hurdles. She beat our school record by another second. Tavo needed some more throws. He then, hits his lifetime best, and just some things like that. Did that. We went to Allegheny last Thursday, went to Baldwin Wallace on Friday, went back to WVU, and continued to prep for either getting in nationals and or prepping, just to put a nice little capper on the year. So, in those meets for sure, Tavo ended up, on his last throw this past Saturday, PR by 3 meters, put him top 16 in the country and punched his ticket at the nationals. Kiara Ross stayed very consistent in her jumps as she prepares. She was already in. She's 13th right now. And just for the record, they take 22. So if we haven't mentioned that. So she was getting herself prepped. We were chasing a little bit with Sierra Lanham and a couple of the other kids. It just kind of come up just a little bit short. But, all in all, really good getting ourselves prepped for nationals. Yesterday winning 3 all-region awards again, which is great. 100 and 200, Tavo on the disc, and Kiara in the long jump is great. And then, off to Colorado.
Yeah. Well, again, with this team, a lot of great moments this year, whether it be school records, personal records. We've also had some people get some recognition and postseason awards. Very much deserved with some of these regional awards for the Topper track team.
Yeah, I think I tried to tabulate it all up the other day. So I think it's 77 school record performances across both teams across the year. 21 all MEC conference awards, 8 all regional awards. I missed one when we did the count. We'll now have 4 national qualifiers on the year. Obviously, Hunter Patterson was an All-American inside, and we'll see what Kiara and Tavo do here in Colorado. Hopefully we can get another All-American on our second team. So a little bit different indoor to outdoor. A little bit harder to get a second team award inside because there's less competitors. You got to be top 10, and then outside it's top 12. So we feel like we got a good shot to either get into the top 8 or the top 12 with both of them and see what we can do. So we'll travel Wednesday. So Colorado State Pueblo is where nationals are. We're at altitude, like 4,500 feet altitude. So altitude is a thing there. So we're going to try a little bit of strategy different than we did when we went there 2 years ago with our high jumper and Reese Burnside, our pole vaulter. We went out 2 years ago. We went out like on Monday and didn't compete till Thursday, Saturday. And that altitude kind of got to us. We were tired. It weighed on us a little bit. So in talking to a couple people, we're going to fly out Wednesday morning, dark 30, get out to Colorado like at 8 a.m. Kiara will compete Thursday at 2:30 Colorado time. I think it's Central time out there. I don't think we're quite in the Mountain West time yet. And then Isaac will compete Friday at 5 p.m. and try to just get in there. And really it's for Kiara because I think Tavo will be okay either which way. So that she doesn't have the effects. Like we just get there, practice, compete, and then figure it out. And then we'll stay through Sunday, just in case anything happens with the weather or the meet gets delayed or however anything happens. And try to have some good time out there. Try to go. Once you go out to the Rockies, if you've never been, you need to go. It's beautiful out there. And so try to play through that. But we're really excited for what the two of them are going to bring. I'm not much of a flyer, okay. So just transparently. I don't really prefer flying. This trip's a little too far for us to drive. So nervous. Coach Favo flying out Wednesday. potentially coming back Sunday. We'll see how that goes. No, I'll be okay. But I don't like it so much. But we're excited for what what they're about to do, and again, continuing to add to the exposure at the national level with our kids. Right, like it. I've been here for 5 years now, and we had Kelsey Hewitt back in the day in discus, took a break, had Liam Vinskovich in high jump. Kelsey was outdoor, never had any indoor here. Liam Vinskovich and Reese Burnside 2 years ago outside. Nobody last year. Come back this year and have two indoor qualifiers and two outdoor qualifiers is really big for the program. Really feel confident in their abilities and kind of how we're growing. And transparently, knock on wood, I feel like we'll have 5 to 6 type national level kids next year on the roster to really put a stamp on how we're trying to progress. So, super excited. Obviously, the Hilltop provides us with a great environment to grow and build these young adults into great student athletes, and we're looking forward to continuing to do that. But flying, I don't prefer it. We'll just say private. Any donor out there want to send us on a private? I'm all for private. I don't know why private I'm better with than commercial, but you want to send me private, I won't even have to take any kind of Ativan or anything like that to fly. I'll just get right on that bad boy. But the commercials, I don't know why I don't like it. So if we know anybody, Todd,
we'll see what we can do. I'm right with you on the flying thing. If I was a coach and I had an option, which I don't think it would, I wouldn't be hired by any college schools whatsoever because I need the Madden bus. I want to be
right?
everywhere.
It's funny. One of my former athletes is my family doctor now, which is great. And he knows the whole story. He knows the whole thing with me not wanting to fly. So I was on the phone with him Tuesday. We actually in the middle of a recruiting visit. It was funny. And I'm like, Doc, I need the good stuff. Like whatever we're allowed to prescribe that's legal and going to be okay. I need the good stuff. And he's like, I got you, coach. Don't you worry about it. So we'll be ready to go. We'll take our throws coach with us, Ben Fidaush, as well. So there'll be 4 of us on the trip. Coach Trax, our jumps coach, will meet us out there on Wednesday afternoon. So there'll be a whole crew of us out there, and we'll have a good time. But it'll be fun. When we went out there last time, the weather was great, and this time it's supposed to be super hot, and it'll be great. So we're looking forward to it. Maybe need to do a live show from, they call it the Thunder Bowl out there. The Thunder Bowl is where it's at in Colorado State Pueblo. We'll do a live show, whatever you guys need, and we can talk about how the flight went. If I'm awake. Hopefully I'm not awake.
Absolutely. I'd be happy to do a show out there. I was going to say, I don't believe this is going to be our last coaches show. We're going to have at least one more. But I'll tell you this. After last week's show, West Liberty's tennis coach, Coach Hulowitz, let us know that he was going to take a vacation this summer. He's going to Japan. So be happy that you're not flying all the way to Japan over nothing but Pacific Ocean. I couldn't do it.
George Donovich for us, junior high jump hurdler for us, is from Montenegro. And he's flying back over there next week, I believe he said. And it's like 18 hours. Like, you got to fly to New York, somewhere in Europe, down to Montenegro. And I'm like, George, what do you do the whole time? He's like, I just watch TV. It's miserable. Like, so thank God it's a 3-hour trip. We're going in the morning on purpose. So I'll be, naturally just all of us will want to sleep anyway. Wake up in Colorado and have a good performance. Fly back Sunday afternoon though. So that's, couldn't get the old late flight red eye Sunday. But we'll figure it out. It'll be okay. Hey, and at that point, season's over. So if I got to drive back, it'll be okay. Ben can take the athletes back. He's a good flyer. We'll see. But we'll be okay. We won't leave him.
Well, I'll say this to close this show up, or this episode. I love the background that you got, the Top of the Bear background. I'm sitting here in my living room. This might be the most comfortable I've been for any coach's show. I'm sitting in my recliner in my living room.
Sure.
And we got some Mark
Andre back behind you. Yeah, the flower.
Mark Andre, old school. That flag is almost 20 years old. It's got to be very close. I got it at a game at Mellon Arena. The Igloo was still around, and I got that.
Back in the day. I've seen a few games in that place. So.
Vintage. Yeah, that's what we're going for. Well, Coach, thank you so much for being with us this week. Good luck out in Colorado with everything involved, the flights there, the competition, the flight back, everything. Have fun, enjoy yourself, and go Toppers.
Yeah, thanks for having us. We look forward to it.
All right, folks, thank you for watching. We will see you next time on Inside Hilltopper Athletics.
From the long-lasting and reliable heating and cooling systems we send out the door, to the friendly and knowledgeable dealers who go the extra mile. With a no-hassle replacement limited warranty, you can trust day and night to deliver outstanding service and performance, keeping you a step ahead with advanced technology and exceptional comfort. To find a day and night dealer, visit dayandnightcomfort.com.